So we're talking about sobriety. So Joseph, have you?
Is that what we're talking about?
Well, kind of before the camera started rolling. Have you ever done any substance ever?
What do you mean by substance?
Have
I've
you
had alcohol before.
So you drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't drink anymore. Or
It's not that I don't drink anymore. I just don't drink. I don't choose to drink very often.
When's the last time you had some alcohol?
Maybe a month or two ago. I think my wife might have like gotten some wine and she didn't finish it, so I just had it for her. Yeah.
Okay.
Sinner.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to hell.
Do you? Okay, so
I've never been drunk before. I've tried a couple times, but I haven't gotten there.
You never gotten drunk?
No.
Oh, this fucking baby.
Yeah, dude.
Little
How do you know you don't like it? You never got drunk.
No, because I tried, and then I ended up just having a really bad migraine and wanting to throw up, and I was like, "Yeah,
That's the best part, bro."
What are you talking about?
When you the first time you drink, when you throw up, you're like, "Oh, that felt good." But
we're not all bulimic like you, dude.
Yeah,
some of us lose our weight the natural way.
I've been doing it the most natural way. I haven't been bulimic in a long time.
With cocaine.
But correct. Oh, I wish. Jesus.
That was
Stop
my
trying to
drug
bring
of
up
choice.
my fun memories.
What's that?
From when I
That
had
was
a
my drug of
personality.
choice back in the
really?
day. Yeah.
Blow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times.
I'm afraid
Oh,
to
great
try
times.
it. It seems like it'd be too
You
good.
should be.
You have an addictive personality.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah,
I
don't
really
do
don't
it.
do
Do it. I mean, unless you're trying to have fun. You know?
How thin were you guys
trying to
on
have fun.
cocaine?
Honestly, I wouldn't say thin, but I mean, I was pretty normal.
Really?
Honestly.
Not that thin.
That's probably the most fit I've ever been when I was doing it.
Really? Because I always heard you lose a ton of weight when you're on. Well, I guess heroin too is
Some
the big
people
one,
do.
but
You can be
cocaine.
fat on heroin. You can
Yeah.
be fat on either of them, like
Yeah.
after a long usage.
I mean, look at Artie Lang. He was a cokehead. And
Oh, yeah,
he's,
that's true.
he's a big guy.
Looks like shit.
Yeah.
I think
He's
if
the
you
worst looking
have-
guy ever.
If you have money, then it's not like Coke or money or food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not saying. I know. Yeah, I'm not saying because of like the diet. I'm saying that like because of
Just do
how
Coke and they just
wiry you get, you
choose
lose
not to
weight
eat.
faster.
Yeah,
Your
no, I
metabolism
remember like
increases
I
or
would
something.
have, like I would go out at night, do a bunch of Coke, and I'd wake up, I'd be like 6 pounds lighter the next day. But then I would put it all back on immediately.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a sustainable weight loss thing.
That's like a thing with like drugs is like when you experience withdrawal, like you try to like replenish your dopamine by eating like fats and sweets and stuff.
Yeah.
Heroin addicts crush candy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you know from experience?
I mean, I wasn't doing heroin, but I was
Oh,
doing like
okay.
prescription painkillers. Which was
okay.
like, I was doing something that might as well have been heroin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How'd you get off?
Probably like the worst way possible.
Just cold turkey?
Yeah, and like I got rid of, got a new phone, got rid of all my contacts, got off social media, just didn't talk to anybody for like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice, dude. So how long has it been?
honestly, I have no idea. Like about maybe like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, damn. Nice,
for
dude.
you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The reason I brought it up, I don't know, I've been very much contemplating,
Getting back into coke.
putting a lot of thought,
Mid-30s.
a lot of resurgence.
Yeah.
No, just like total sobriety.
Yeah.
You know, like for the last couple of years, I've had very little alcohol and more opportunistically smoking weed and then doing mushrooms every now and then. But for the last like week and a half, I've just been thinking a lot about just being completely sober basically for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I do. And it
Yeah.
fares me well. I know Lemon was saying, or do you want to talk about what you were saying, Lemon?
Which part?
About the weed?
Which part?
Where you said that it
Makes you happy.
yeah, makes you happy and more.
Oh yeah, when I like cut back on weed for like a little while, it felt nice. It felt like more energized.
Wait, when you cut back on it?
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, cutting back on weed, like when you smoke a lot.
I thought you were saying you're getting back into weed and you feel better now.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I just feel high now.
Really?
Here's the thing. For
Yeah.
me, okay, like when I take a break from weed, let's say I hadn't smoked it for like hadn't gotten high in a couple months.
Uh-huh.
The first time, it's like, oh, I forgot how good it is, right? But then if I do it again the next day, it just feels like, ugh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Weed is only good if you haven't gotten high in at least a week.
Okay.
But for me, even like 2 days in a row,
Yeah.
the second time it just kind of sucks.
Really? Okay.
And honestly, when you think about it, even the first time is like not that good. Like, what's so great about it?
Uh-huh.
You just kind of feel good-ish. But I don't know. I don't think it really serves a purpose. I don't think it really does anything.
That's always
positive for
been my opinion on it. Was that it's been it's because like my first exposure to it was like in middle school or high school or whatever, and it was because like at parties people would like encourage each other, and I never had a ton of friends, and so I always saw that from like a distance, and I saw people like being peer pressured into smoking weed or drinking because their friends were, and I was like, oh, that's kind of gay. Like you're like kind of being suggested into doing something just for, you know, kind of group acceptance.
Right. Yeah. No, there definitely is that element of it. Like I remember middle school was when I first started even thinking about it. And then high school, back then it was cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smoking weed was cool.
Yeah.
And then by the time it was college, it was like, oh, it's just kind of expected.
Yeah, just
It's
everyone
what
does it
everybody
now.
does. And then ever since college, it's been just like, I don't know, some people do it.
Yeah. I feel, yeah, most people I run into do it like on occasion. Like we'll
Yeah.
not like a super, I mean, I guess we're at open mics a lot, so a lot of people do it like more openly.
Right.
Yeah.
But like people outside of like the comedy open mic scene, it's more of like an occasional thing people will do.
Sure.
I was doing it every day for
Really?
like 10 years.
Weed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
I started it real early, like right after elementary school.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like during that summer into middle school is when I started,
Yeah.
and then it was like every single day.
No way.
Really?
Yeah, I started drugs early,
Yeah.
real early.
Okay.
Seems like.
Shit.
So are you sober from weed too?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I got sober off everything.
Uh-huh.
Weed was the last thing, and that was probably like 6 years ago. I was off it for a year, and then I'm like, you know what, let me try it again. And then it was fine. And then I quit again, and the next time I started back up, it was just like, hey, no, you can't do this anymore.
Okay.
Turned into like Owen Benjamin. Have you heard that story?
Yeah. I don't know the
happened
story,
there?
but
He was on on Joey Diaz's podcast,
Uh-huh.
and he took some edibles, and it was just bad. He ended up,
Odd?
yeah,
Okay.
and he just walked out of the podcast. He just left, and then that was the start of his downfall. He left his house, and I think it was in L.A. at the time. He moved into some woods someplace,
Yeah.
No way.
and just started building fences on his property. He
Really?
got real big into conspiracies.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
he's like
Holy
a
shit.
big like anti-woke guy. Like
Yeah.
he's one of the big guys right now.
That all started right after that
Really?
podcast.
That's
yeah.
really, yeah. The last
Joe
thing I
Diaz is
saw
cool.
of him was like, I don't know, a couple months ago, and he was talking some hardcore flat Earth stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I didn't know Owen Benjamin was a flat Earth.
Yeah, I know he's big in conspiracy. and
But
I know he was
when-
criticizing Joe Rogan. It was pretty funny how the YouTube played it out. The first video was like him thinking like Joe Rogan was like a plant, and like he worked for the feds. And then the very next video was so I was wrong about Joe Rogan.
Yeah. So
funny.
that's when he was sober, huh? That sounds like a high rant.
Does he still do stand up?
I'm not. I think so.
Okay.
I know he does a lot of lives on YouTube. Plays a lot of piano on there.
Get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Owen
Fuck
Benjamin.
yeah.
So
I'll talk to him.
what I guess, do you want to walk us through your drug story?
Yeah. How'd
Which
you get
one? What
smoking?
substance?
Yeah, give us
How'd you get smoking weed so young? Like,
Yeah.
was it friends, siblings?
Yeah, it was friends, you know. Yeah. It was the buddy. I'm like, he was a good dude. He's like, hey, do you want to smoke? I'm just like I've never done it before. He's
Yeah,
like,
it seems
you're yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're in 5th grade, so it's about time to get
Yeah.
started.
Right.
You
Hey,
late
whoa, it
bloomer
was 6th grade.
Yeah, and then
to middle school.
yeah, I just started.
Nice.
Interesting.
Then found out like all my other buddies, they smoked, and we kind of had a little connection going.
Okay.
Yeah, but y'all was smoking daily in middle school?
I was.
How did you get, first of all, where'd you get the money for that? And where'd
Dude,
you get the plug? Like, how,
I mean, Reggies were cheap back in the day, and I mean that was like almost nothing in I mostly help my buddy out, do yard work at his place, and his dad would pay us in weed.
Really?
Yeah.
Dad would pay you guys in
It's
weed,
that
so
kind
you
of
were what,
friend.
11 years old?
Weed he would
Jesus.
grow, or
Yeah.
weed he would buy.
He would buy it. He had his connections with some other people. He was a real
Okay.
big drug user.
Really?
But
That makes sense.
he also grew up like during the 60s. So it was just like,
Would he
dude,
make you
it's
do
weed.
yard work and then just take the leaves that you just gathered and tell you it's weed?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's wild.
So for using drugs for so long, I bet you have a pretty cool music taste.
No, my music taste is dog shit.
No,
What?
So
It
do you not
really
like
is.
Primus?
Oh yeah, Primus sucks, dude.
Okay, yeah. See, that's the only thing that comes with like drug use. Is, like you get really into Primus at some point.
Wait, so
The number one Metro Trade Comedy Podcast, Big Neil.